So when did I become so fixated on my scale? I don't know when it happened. I think me gaining 8 pounds pretty much did it. And you guys might think that, I might be a little crazy. Because I did. I did get a lot of responses from my last video saying that I'm being too hard on myself. One person even commented that what was I trying to do, be anorexic or bulimic. I'm like, I have all these comments or whatever. Okay, fine, maybe I was being too hard on myself, but I think being hard on myself pushed me to lose all this weight to begin with, because if I was never hard on myself and never followed the rules the right way and was strict with myself, I would have never lost all this weight so quickly. However, yeah, I have become fixated on the scale, and I think that that's a very bad thing. There was a point where you guys might have remembered that I was having issues because I was dropping below, I think, 158. I think 158 was my, my cutoff. 160 was my goal, but 150 I didn't want to go below 158 or 157. So when I passed that, I started freaking out because then, I started looking too thin. So my thin areas were my facial structure. My face is like very thin. If you go back to one of my first videos, my face was very fat, so it just thinned out, and I have like all these bone structure now and stuff like that. And then of course, like this area, you guys might have seen it in the last video, so like the upper part of my body is very thin, so that's why you guys all commented was like, oh, is she crazy? So I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna do a video like that? Comment about my weight and me actually be in a tank top and show like my upper body, which is like the thinnest part, and where you guys could see my actual weight loss. But yeah, my point is that I don't know. I mean, I guess gaining 8 pounds or whatever, like in a week or two, I kind of freaked out because I maintained being at 150 for about, I would say, 5 months. So, for me to go all the way up to 158, of course I'm gonna freak out, guys. I mean, come on, you're used to being a certain weight, and then you're 8 pounds heavier, and you're gonna freak out, So, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, where you guys think that, I'm probably already thin, and, I was complaining a while back that I did look a lot, a lot thinner than what I would like to look. And that my comfortable weight was actually being between 160 and 170. So what the hell am I complaining about, right? It's me. It's me being mental. That's what it is. If you really want to know the truth, it's me being freaking psychotic. Because I don't know what the hell I want. Do I want to be at 150? Do I want to be below 150? You know what I'm saying? Do I want to be 160? What is it that I want, right? I don't know. I guess I got used to be at 150. That's what it is, But I don't know how else to explain it. I'm pretty confused myself here. And, I did do the liquid diet and I did exercise for like 2 days. And of course today I'm starving. So when I did eat, I ate excessively. I ate too much when I did eat because my body was in starvation mode. Because let me tell you guys, I don't know how we do it when we're on liquids. I really don't, because it's like the hardest thing in the world. And for us to do it now, it's like, how did we ever do it, right? So I did get down to like 152, and that was within 2 days. So from 158, 153, 54, 55, 56, 57, 50. That was a 6 pound loss in 2 days. I was doing liquids and I was exercising for an hour. So now that I ate, of course, I went back up to 157. So it's almost like how do you say, a game. That's what it is, you know. But whatever. I guess I have to agree with most of you guys. Whether it's like 1 to 10 pound weight loss, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? I guess I could fluctuate anywhere between 150 to 160, and I'm just gonna have to accept it and not pay so much attention to the scale, but rather to my health. You guys are right. I just did major surgery, so I have to eat. I have to keep myself healthy. I told you guys that I was having some complications or whatever. So the first complication is about last week or whatever, like I guess I did too much too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't give my body enough rest. So the incision where my tummy tuck was at, it kind of felt like it had opened up, but it really didn't. I just guess I was putting too much, I don't know, pressure or whatever you may be, or you know, I was moving too much or whatever. So I don't know, or maybe it was just healing, which it probably was, because I guess like that layer was coming off or whatever. So it was very hard for me to like get up. I would hunch or whatever, like things I wasn't experiencing like the first week or the second week of surgery. Like I experienced it that week, you know. So it was like really hard for me. I was like, oh my god, and I had to like lay down for hours. I wanted to cry, but that went away. Also, what started happening was like with my breast area on my left hand side, on my left breast or whatever, it's like some type of like noise, like a swishy sound or whatever. But they said that that's normal and that it'll eventually go away, because that means that there's air in there. But I've read a lot of posts and a lot of blogs, and I spoke to my doctor, and he said that that's air and that it's going to go away and it's completely normal, even though I don't feel it on my right breast, but it's completely normal from what I understand. The two main issues, and I'm gonna have to take care of it, and hopefully I'll take care of it on Friday. I came back home with 2 drains on my 2 sides of my hips. I'll show you where, and this is a good shot to show you my body shot, since everybody wants to see the body shot. Alright, so I came home with 2 drains, one here and then one here. Alright, I was supposed to take it off. I came home on a Saturday, and I was supposed to take it off on a Wednesday. So I took it off, and this is what the drains look like. It's like a white elastic thing, and it's attached with a stitch, and this part right here, only this part, is sticking out of you. The rest is inside of you. So one of them came out on Wednesday. My husband pulled it out. However, the second one was missing. We're assuming that that second one, since it's 5 inches long and we cannot find it nowhere near the bed or around my clothes, we're assuming that it's still inside of me. So I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. I don't know, maybe take an x-ray, see if that thing is still inside of me, which I'm guessing that I am, because it's been a couple of days now and it's still pretty much open, because I'm still leaking from that area. And let me tell you guys that the leaking process is a bitch. Yes, it is, because your clothes get dirty and it's just horrible. So yeah, I'm assuming that that thing is still inside of me somehow, some way. While I was sleeping, I guess I moved too much and it just slipped right in. Don't know how it happened. But I am scared to death, because I'm not sure now if that incision closed and they're gonna have to open that area back up. We're probably talking about maybe 1 or 2 inches to open up, but